Hey guys, welcome to Aspie Drummer. Today we're going to talk about replacing a head on a drum, maintaining the drum, and just some light tuning. We'll get into the heavier tuning later on. So I have here, I'm going to bring this down here so we can actually see the drum. So I have here my Pearl VBX birch with the top head removed. And that's what it looks like inside. Now we'll be replacing the bottom heads another time, but for today it was time for a new top head, newer one, because I have a couple of kits and one of them I hardly used. I used it twice, so, and I had brand new pinstripes on it, so I'm going to transfer it to this. So one of the things you want to do is when you remove the head is to go inside, and every single you got your lug retainers here, every screw that's in here, you just want to tighten them down a bit. It's normal that they get loose. I mean, the shell vibrates and temperature change, etc., will cause that to happen. Another thing that's important too is to use a microfiber cloth, and what I use is a glass cleaner, a foam type glass cleaner, and I go through my ring like this, and I clean off the ring, I clean off the dust everywhere on the drum, and I clean everything off, make sure there's nothing inside. So now what we're going to do is, I'm going to put this here for now. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you the two heads so you can see the differences. So this one here is the old one, and if I tap it, it's old and stretched, and it's starting new. It kept coming out of tune, so that's usually an indication that it's getting there and it's no longer holding its elasticity as much, I guess we can say. So this is the one that's only been used twice on this kit, and you can hear the difference. See how there's a resonance? So right there we know that this head is in much better shape. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put this head on, and we make sure that everything is clean everywhere. And if you have anything on the bearing edge that got if you're starting to get splinters or something, I've seen some drums, now not these ones, these are the higher end birch, we don't have that problem. Some cheaper drum kits tend to have a really bad bearing edge, and we want to make sure that it sits nice and flush, which is what we got here. We got a nice flush seat, and then we're going to put the ring back on, make sure that it's centered, and of course we're going to put the lugs back in. Now there are different methods of stopping the lug from coming out of tune. I didn't do it on these because I'm going to be taking this drum apart again sooner than later, but some of the tricks that are out there work really well. One of them that I like to use, which I haven't on this kit because it hasn't been a problem, but I'm probably going to next time, is putting just a little bit of Teflon tape, just a little bit on the end of the lug, just one little strip of it. And what this does is that it helps make it a little harder to turn, so it won't come out of tune as much. So again, when we're tuning, as you all know, we always do a crisscross pattern, so I'm going to tighten these two down. I'm going to move over to these two. These ones are a little more complicated because of the tom mounts on this one. So turn this. I'm not going to go too super tight, but there we go. One's down. This one's down. And this one's going to go down. And I'm going to do this one at the same time. So we got pretty much a fresh head on this. It's only been hit very few times, as you can see the marks it was used for teaching, and so it wasn't hit very hard at all. Okay, so now we've got a new drum head on there, and it's still very loose. One of the things that's really important when you are tuning a drum and you're putting a new head and you're maintaining the drum is to take it off the drum kit. I'm using a cheap old snare stand that I have here to put the drum on. This will allow me to tune the drum and work on it individually, so when I'm tuning this, I'm not going to have overtones from the other drums ringing, the bass drums and everything else. I use a tuner on my phone, which gives me the hertz, and then we go around, but that'll be for another video. So for now, we're going to do what we call tuning by ear. So I'm going to do 1, 2, I can feel it. It's not bad. I'm actually going to loosen this one up because I find that it's not centered properly. Sometimes that may happen. The head might, it was on a cheaper kit, so that's sometimes the bearing edge isn't the best. We're good. So 1, 2, 1, 2. And I'm going to go over here and do the same. 1, 2. And we're going to hear that head there start to stretch. There we go. On crisscross pattern all the time. And they're tightening up quite tight. Okay. So, and we've got a nice so it's not perfectly tuned right now, but what I want to show you as well is different methods of dampening a tom or snare or floor tom, whatever. So one of the ways is with what we call a tone ring. Evans makes them, Aquarian makes them. So this will change the sound completely. So here's what this drum sounds like wide open. Now if I put this on, it deadens the sound. There's still resonance, but it deadens the sound. Some of the other rings that I have an Aquarian ring. It's not around me. It's a little bit thinner. So because it's thinner, it allows a little more resonance. The other thing we have is a product that's called Moon Gel, and I used to use that. Little square, or sorry, rectangle blue sticky gel pads you stick on, and that helps as well. But they get pretty expensive. So, and Moon Gel is basically just a gel sticker. That's really all it is. It's nothing more than that. So, if you want to, you can go to any store, specifically one of those really cheap Dollarama sort of stores, and you can buy gel stickers. Could be for kids' toys or whatever. These ones are the Easter ones. That's all they had out, but it's just to show you that I can take one of these, and these can be cut if you want different sizes for different drums, which allows you to do different things. Just like Moon Gel, you could put 1 or 2 or whatever you'd like. So, I'm going to open one of these little guys up because I think this would be the perfect thing. So, wide open. Now I'm going to put one of these on. Ah, hear that? It doesn't matter what it looks like. It's just to give you a prime example that you can go out and buy this sticky gel stuff. It's the same stuff that Moon Gel is made out of, and it's way cheaper. I mean, this was $1.25 Canadian for all of these, and I can just cut them into a circle if I want or whatever, use a blade. But you know what? I'm fine with whatever because it's on my drum kit. I don't care. So now you've seen how we're going to put a head on. You've seen how we tighten up the lug retainers down here. Very important to clean the drum and get everything you do. Next video, unless it's a drumming video, we will get into some tuning, because I do have some more heads that have to go on and replace, and we're going to talk about tuning the Rezo head, which is what's underneath, because I'm going to be replacing these, because these are stock ones and I want to get rid of them. And we're going to retune the whole kit using a tuner that I have, a tuner app that I have on my phone. So stay tuned for that, and thank you for watching Ask Me Drummer.